Today in this video I will be going to a horse auction and potentially buying some horses. This is the first horse that caught my eye and I thought he could do well in the future, so I will be trying him out later on in the video. This is the second horse and I really liked her. I thought she looked really nice and I think she could do well in the future, so I will be trying her out. This is the third horse and I really liked him. I loved his markings and thought he looked really cool. He did seem a bit fidgety with his head though, but overall I did like him and I was going to be trying him out. This is the fourth horse I saw and she was really pretty. She was an Arabian, but she did do dressage, so I don't know much about it, so sadly I won't be bidding or trying her out. This is the fifth horse and I really liked her markings. She was also a Frisian and she did some jumping, so I am deciding to try her out and maybe bid on her. This is the sixth horse and I won't be trying him out because I don't know, there was something about him that seemed a bit off. So I won't be trying him out, but he was beautiful. This is the seventh and last horse I'm going to be showing you. There was more horses than this, I promise, but I didn't get them all on video because some of them I wasn't as keen on. But I really did like this horse, but he seemed, I don't know, there was something about him that I didn't like. So I'm not going to be trying him out, plus I do already have 4 horses that I want to try out. This is the first horse I showed you and this is Dusty. His owner has told me that he can be quite fast in trot and canter, but in the canter he's more relaxed than in trot. I was told that he did get injured about a month ago and was on box rest for around about 3 weeks, so he's only come back into work these past 4. So he's come quite far in a week after box rest. Okay, in this clip I took him over these 3 little jumps. First I did it in trot to see how he did it there. So he didn't feel as smooth, but some horses are better at jumping in canter. I'm trying it in canter now, and as you can see, you can tell that he's doing it a lot better than he did in trot. Right, this is the second horse I showed you, and this is Ebony. She's really nice to ride. Her trot is quite smooth, and in her canter she can get a bit more restless than she does in trot. Her owner said that she had jumped up to 130 centimetres, and that's actually quite good. Her owner also said that she is a bit more restless at shows as well, so if I do go to a show with her, I would have to walk her around the whole play. You can also see that she is a lot more restless in the canter here. Apparently she likes going for nice long gallops as well, and hacks of course. I didn't get a video of her doing this in trot, but she cleared it well and she cleared it well in canter as well. But as we were coming up to these poles, she got a bit silly and jumped them. There's nothing much to say about her anymore, but she did do really well when I was trying her out and I do love her. This is the third horse I showed you and this is Zorro. He's very kind and loving and I could tell that while tacking up. His owner did say that she had produced him herself, which actually is really hard. She did say that he can get a bit reckless while waiting, so he always likes to be on the move. He's not a horse that's really fast, speedy. He's just a horse that doesn't like standing around and waiting. His owner said that he loves to jump. Even though he's an all-rounder, he does prefer to do a lot of jumping, but on the last one he did knock it. His canter is a lot smoother than his trot, and his owner informed me that he loves going on hacks and loves jumping as well. So a bit like me, I love hacks and jumping. I tried this with him again in Canter and he did it much better. This is Buttercup, the fifth horse I showed you, and I really liked her when I first showed you her. While taking up, she was being quite naughty and biting and all of that. Anyways, I did pop her over this. We did that, and then she ran out of that one. I thought, oh, maybe it was the horse that went past, might have spooked her. So I went and tried it again, and she broke into trot, which was not very pleasant. I did want to canter it, but she didn't canter, and then she refused. So it was sort of, I probably won't bid on her. I tried it again in canter, and she jumped it, then refused. I won't be bidding on her as I don't want a horse that I need to sort of train more. After a bit, the bidding had started, so I came down and had a look at some of the horses. This is the one I showed you earlier, and I thought I would show you the prices that they went for. So this is Arrow. He's an all-rounder and he's quite nice. He moves quite well and his figure is quite nice too, but I wasn't a fan of him as he wasn't what I was looking for personally. He was sold for $3,500, which isn't a lot when it comes into the bidding world. The next horse was Dusty, the horse I wanted to bid on. So he came in walking, then he went into trot, which I really liked as he had a lot of spice on him. I started bidding, and the bidding started at £500, and then it went up to 3,500. Since I really did like him, I put in £4,000 and I won the bid, so he's now mine. The next horse coming in was Zorro, and I really liked him. I loved his markings, and while the owner told us a bit about him, I was just looking how he moved from the ground. He was on my maybe list, but after a bit of watching him move, I really liked him. So when the bidding did start, I started bidding immediately. The bidding for him started at 1,000, then it went to 2,500, then it went to 3,000, and then ended at 3,500. And I might have bidded that money and bought him. I don't know why. I don't need this many ponies, but I did. The Arabian I showed you came in and she looked so nice, but she seemed more of a lazy pony. I'm not saying that she is because I haven't ridden her, but in my opinion I do think she was a bit more lazy than all the others. She looked really nice and her figure was amazing, but I do not do dressage, I only do jumping, things like that, racing, so I don't do dressage whatsoever. So I obviously couldn't buy her as I don't do that. She was sold at £5,000, and since she was a dressage horse, I do understand that. The next horse to come was Buttercup, and you can see her coming in now. You can just see that she looks a bit lazy, a bit slow. She looks like amazing, but you can just tell that she looks lazy, a bit, I don't want to do this, yeah. I usually only buy horses that are cooperative with me, that enjoy to work and all that, and she just didn't have that. She was sold at £2,500. It was time for Ebony to come in, and I knew I had to bid on her. She came in trotting so nicely, and I don't know, I just love how she acts. I think she's a bit silly sometimes. I just think that she's really good. I knew that I had to quickly put offers in because everyone was going to want her. She's just so kind and gentle that everyone would want her. She could be a great kids pony, everything. I placed in my final bid at £5,500 and no one else bid, so I did win it. The next horse coming in was Bruno. I do apologise because my camera angle was not good, so I just had to quickly change that. But I wasn't going to bet on him as I didn't have a little ride on him. I did think his coat was fantastic, but some people walked past and some of the horses walked past that little paddock. He did try to bite them, which that put me off him because I like a nice friendly horse. Obviously he's gorgeous, but also the other thing that did put me off was that he is 15 years old, and I don't want an older horse. I want a younger horse fit to go to shows, which I didn't really want to risk having to retire him early. In the end, he sold for £2,500. When I got back with the 3 horses, I went to put Ebony in her new paddock. Since I now had 6 horses, I was going to separate them into gelding and mare's pastures, so they're different. This is not for a reason, it's just easier for me to remember them. That is only if the manager does say, yeah, that's okay. So I do need to check it with him first. And then if it is okay, that will be happening in the next month or so. I ended up buying Ebony, Zorro and Dusty, and they're all okay. So thank you guys for watching. Bye.